Hello, Winnicott, and welcome to the first episode of 2023.
I hope everyone had a great winter break, and welcome to the new year.
New year, new me. Do you have any New Year's resolutions, Molly?
My only resolution this year is to get more WHTV episodes out.
Yeah, that's mine too. Did you get to watch the annual faculty show?
Why, yes, I did. I believe Sophie and Haley were there too, and they've got the story with all the details.
Following our winter vacation, staff members here at Winnicott put on a show for everyone to enjoy. The faculty show has been a tradition for nearly 30 years until the pandemic hit, when the long-lived tradition came to a grinding halt. As the cherry on top, the show that was set for the Friday before break had to be postponed due to some ugly weather. You know what they say, the show must go on. The event was back in full swing right after break, and both students and staff alike were excited to see what was in store. This year, students had an option to donate $2 to the Nurses Fund to help students in need. This year's show was directed by Mrs. Goupel, who has been organizing the event for a few years and was glad to get it back onto the calendar after such a long break. The show had a wide variety of acts, from the faculty band playing songs like I'll Be Home for Christmas and A Million Dreams, to the math department's Family Feud skit, the language department's amazing lip sync performance, and of course the guidance department's Battle of the Swifties. We interviewed some staff members who were excited to bring the annual tradition back to life.
I'm doing with a group of other faculty members. We call ourselves the faculty band. A lot of us have been doing it together for years. I was in the band that year. I've been in most years since. There are a couple years that I missed.
Oh my gosh, no, this is not my first faculty show. This will be my third. I participated in writing the first and second one. The first one we did a skit where we kind of pretended to be students, very common theme, but we did a really good job with it. I was the teacher, and then the math department was fake students.
My group is the World Language Department. Me and some of the other teachers, the Spanish teachers, French teachers, we're all getting together and we are doing a lip sync sort of performance.
I've spent more time than I should writing the script. I prepared a slideshow for the Family Feud style slides. We have sound effects that will hopefully work. And we've had to do a couple edits to make it less PG-13 and more PG. It is so difficult to write comedy in a PG world, and then also it's not even just a PG world, because even something that Disney get away with, we can't get away with, because yeah. So it's been hard.
We've been brainstorming for a while. Every year, like immediately after the previous faculty show, we're like, oh, this is what we should do next year, and then we kind of landed on something in late November. We had Senior Cross edit the songs together that we're doing, and then we found a dance, and we're gonna be performing the dance.
We could always use more practice time. We've only gotten together as a whole group just a couple of times, so maybe the postponement will be able to sneak another practice in there. But we could, personally, I could use more practice time. The other people are really, really good. They're all set, but so I'm just trying to listen to things on my own and just work, because I'm the drummer, so I can work the drum beats without, just with sticks in my hand. I don't need to be behind an actual instrument. So as I just demonstrated some people here, I'm working on a little mini magic show. I've done a little bit of magic act here before when I did the metamorphosis trick, which if you go through the archives, you can see how that worked. I might do that again, but I'd like to put together a nice big magic act sometime.
With higher production value and unlimited funds. I don't know. Maybe a short 3-act play. And I don't have any ideas. This Family Feud idea I had last year, but we weren't able to do the show. So I'll be thinking of that come December 26th, I think.
I feel like we're doing what my dream act would be. It's just like taking popular songs and recreating them on the stage.
Many students, this was the first time they'd seen the faculty doing something other than teaching math or science. The show seemed to be a big hit among the audience, and both students and staff are excited to see what lies ahead for upcoming shows. For WHTV, this is Sophia Lanphier and Haley Lewis.
So cool. It must have been fun to be in the show.
That was probably the best faculty show I've ever seen.
It's the only faculty show you've ever seen.
Talking about shows, Winnicott's Drama Club held a talent show.
On January 7th, the school's drama club presented their 12th annual talent extravaganza. The show had about 12 acts total, which included a skit from the club's board entitled the Not So Boring Board Family Feud skit. A few talented singers, including Al Bowden singing Tori Kelly's Paper Hearts, as well as a duo with Sophia Lanphier singing Heat and Snow Miser, Asia Meyer singing I Say No from the Heathers, as well as a duo with Haley Lewis singing For Good from Wicked, Jackson Clifford singing the Goodbye song from the musical Smash, and other incredible performances by Ellie Bucks, Shaylon Lay, Cap Pereira, Chris McKinney, and Allie Hoffmeyer. It was all tied together by Juliana Falzerano and Sophia Lanphier emceeing, with backup from Haley Lewis and Jackson Clifford. You know what I recommend? Not having lead in our pipes. Didn't you do a story on that, Molly?
Yeah, I did. Let's check it out.
During July of last year, a new law was put in place. This law changed the allowable level of lead from 15 parts per billion to 5 parts per billion. The law also ruled that all schools must retest, then replace or change any sinks or fountains over the new level. This includes Winnicott.
So we have an independent contractor that comes through that does the testing. There were new requirements that essentially all faucets needed to be tested in the buildings. Since they came back, I believe there were 35 or 36 faucets that did not pass. There's also a sink down in the guidance area. That sink, the fittings have been replaced. And then there's also a sink in the dining hall and the food service area that the fixtures have been replaced.
Lead gets into pipes through soldering, a tin and lead alloy which is melted to join pieces of metal. When water sits in that area of the pipe, the lead can leach out slowly. Students at Winnicott say that the news of lead is very concerning.
No, I was like actually kind of freaked out about it because it was, I remember going into the girls' bathroom in the gym and I turned the sink on. It was actually Emily and I, and it was brown.
I rock and roll my hydro flasks, so yes, of course, yes.
Yeah.
It's insane. We shouldn't be drinking this. It's disgusting, terrible. Winnicott needs to change it. Coombs room, I can't drink water, okay? Change the water. We don't want to die of lead poisoning.
They'd replace the fixtures, just so you know.
Perfect, that's good.
Okay. Well, this issue concerns me particularly because I myself, I love to stay hydrated, so I do bring my water bottle into school every day, but I do like to refill it halfway through the day, you know, keep that water intake steady. So I'd really like some clean water.
So I actually got my lead tested and it was safe. Don't worry, I'm clean. I am free of heavy metals in my blood. Terrified personally because I bring my hydro flask, but this baby's only 32 ounces and I go through this by block 4 and I need to refill her. So I refill her up, drink her up, and then that's all the lead going straight into my blood. But I'm safe.
Though it's especially dangerous to younger children and babies, lead is still toxic to everyone. Symptoms of lead poisoning in adults include high blood pressure, joint and muscle pain, difficulties with memory or concentration, and headaches. Oil painting, drawing, and watercolor teacher Mrs. Larrabee says that teachers have been receiving emails with information about lead poisoning and have an upcoming faculty meeting. Her classroom contains one posted non-potable sink at a level of 9.1 parts per billion.
Fortunately, I don't actually drink from this sink, so it wasn't as problematic, but it's still pretty alarming that is a problem throughout the whole building as well. This happens to be an ADA sink, and we've never had to use it, so I keep it boarded up as more counter space. But they have also sent out guidelines about the health risks that come with having lead in water and given us some informational material. I was reminiscing a little bit. I was thinking about how I recently just had my second child, and I know that there are a lot of other parents in the building that may have actually maybe were drinking the water while they were pregnant, and I actually think that's a huge cause for concern because some people probably were drinking it while pregnant. So I do think that we need to be very proactive about it and making sure that we're taking care of our community, and I think that they are taking the steps, and I think that they just have to continue moving in the right direction.
After finding out about this issue, the Winnicott administration is doing its best to take care of it. This is Molly Frost for WHTV.
Molly, have you ever had a rivalry with someone? A frenemy, maybe?
I mean, yeah, of course, but why do you ask?
Well, our annual Exeter week just passed, and as tradition goes on, at the end of Exeter week, we play our rival, Exeter. But before that, we have an awesome Spirit Week and an amazing pep rally.
That's awesome. Let's take a look.
As many of you know, we had our annual Exeter week this past week, where we had our Spirit Week, our pep rally, and our annual rival game against the Exeter Bluehawks. Spirit Week included Hat Day on Wednesday, Pajama Day on Thursday, and class colors on Friday, with seniors being black, juniors being blue, sophomores being red, and freshmen being white. The pep rally was a great turnout, considering each grade level and varsity team participated in each of the games. Games included musical chairs, frozen t-shirt contest, donut on a string, half-court basketball shot contest, and spin the bat and run down the court game, where we had two groups battling each other, had to spin a bat on the ground 10 times and run down the court to high-five your opponent. It was honestly a really great pep rally considering it was loud the entire time and everyone had a lot of fun. We have these pep rallies to get everyone ready and to get everyone hyped for our rival game against our rival, the Exeter Bluehawks.
Unfortunately, both varsity teams took the loss, but we still had an awesome Exeter week.
And now for a shameless plug. Sign up for WHTV and join this awesome team.
Absolutely.
We'll see you next time, Winnicott. Have a great weekend. Yeah. Yay!
Finally!